Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.
Does he have it? Yes, he does!
And that might be the knockout punch.
All right, y'all. Greetings and salutations. Another episode of Fangs up here, and it's been an up and down day if you're a FAMU fan. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and sell you the whatever you want to call it. I'm not gonna sell you the proverbial bill of goods. It's been an interesting day today. Half of it was, you know, uh, other half was like, all right, like, yeah. So, um, but with a bag. Like, that was definitely something that a place of excitement. So I'm trying to get that. There's always that one little screen that just don't want to do right. But mentioning something that does do right. Big shout out to HBCU Digital Network. This is home. Also, check out Herb and the Black Techies. Man, FAMU athletics though. Like, I'll keep a brother excited. I'll give you that. And within that, FAMU baseball. We got a sweep, much needed sweep over Mississippi Valley State University. Is Valley. Like, they're Valley. And while we have it, let's not act like we don't have a computer. Pull up the standings real quick. Again, it's a much needed victory though, just because you want a good seed, and that's a team that you need to beat. I mean, Valley is not they're not at the top of the conference in many sports. Baseball is not one of them, and you have a program that is ascending as FAMU. So, we just kind of did our thing a little bit, got a nice little sweep. Hopefully, we continue that going forward because, I mean, it was just something that I like to see. One as a fan, but more so just as someone who's interested and wanting to see the sports do well. So it was a big thing that we were able to do, and every sweep matters. I know last year I went to one of the volleyball games. I was not volleyball, softball, and we were playing Valley, and I walked in. I was like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna kill 'em." And yeah, no, we lost that game. And it was like, oh dang. Like, but we did solid. This is our it looks like we got the season series sweep over Valley. So that's our last time seeing them. And I do have some questions though, especially that game two. Game one, we won 13-5. Game two, 16-12. A lot of runs given up against Valley. That's a lot of runs against anybody, but especially against a team that is dead last in the conference. They're 2-16, and you gave up quite a few runs in game two. Now the last game, lot more stingy. I'm here for that. It was 11-4 final, and that's a good finish there. And currently, looks like we're tied for first with Alabama State, followed by VCU. Uh, those are our rivals, and then behind them, Texas State, Alabama A&M, and then Valley. So I'm just saying, like currently, FAMU and Alabama State are the best teams in the SWAC. So that's pretty good. That's not something that you want to poo-poo at. You definitely want to be excited about it, but go for it. Like it's something I want us to hopefully continue to see, but hopefully it's something that turns into some results in the way of facilities and other things because we just saw the football team get blessed, but we understand why. I mean, that's kind of is what it is, but you can get mad at it or we can be really mad. But next game, we'll talk about that on Thursday, but it's going to be against Alabama State. So you got the 1 and 2 teams in the division and in the conference. Top two teams are going to battle it out in baseball. That's going to be up in Montgomery. So, yeah, time we played them. Did we win the series? Let me go back and check. Mm, looks like this is our first time. Ooh, and we're gonna finish the season with them too. So top two teams in the conference, man. It's gonna come to that last week. Like, don't be surprised about that. No, good times we had there. Now, I'm gonna jump over to softball. We went over to Daytona. I didn't make it, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Today I was mad that I didn't make it. We lost. So the FAMU lost the series for that one, and yeah, that that's not something you can have happen. VCU is second place in the division. FAMU is fourth place in the division. So we're right there in that spot where I'm pretty sure we'll make the conference tournament. But still, like, it's a win that you can use, that you can get, and especially, I'm just saying, when you start, and I understand we got a first year coach, but still is a facility. We're 18 and 20. After that, that's the game I wanted. That's I always want to be BCU at anything, but that was a loss, and leave that season series. Yep, season series goes to the people in Daytona. So yeah, not what you want. We only beat them twice this year out of 6 games. So 2 for 4. VCU wins the season series in softball between them and FAMU, and that's going to show up in the standings as well. But and you got a few more games left. Hopefully, we finish the season strong. You do have Jackson State, and that's about it. Jackson State. Then the SWAC tournament is coming. It's going to be in Gulfport, Mississippi. So yeah, mm, tough one, tough one. So yeah, I, I'm gonna leave that there though. I'm not gonna get too complacent about it. I do want us to finish the season winning it. I definitely want us to be able to finish off Jackson State. Jackson State is below us in the standings, one place below FAMU. I thought get I get that it ain't the most important thing in the world as far as the grand scheme of life. But if we're gonna go into FAMU athletics, you need to beat Jackson State. Got to. I mean, it's just one of those things at this point. FAMU and Jackson State are tied together in too many ways. But one of the ways we are tied together, whew, at tennis. We'll get that in a second. But FAMU track today, man. FAMU 4x1, they had a pretty solid day. 400-meter triple jump, all that pretty solid. And they're going to Jacksonville this weekend. And that's going to be right before a SWAC tournament. And this year, FAMU track probably going to be a lot better than it was last year. I mean, last year you had really two athletes apiece. One that made it out there for the national NCAA stuff. This year, FAMU track looks a lot better. I mean, if we're going to talk about newcomers on a campus and what they're doing, you definitely got to talk about that track coach in that program. You've done a lot with a little in a short amount of time, and I don't see some FAMU relays on here. I don't. I just don't. I'll look and double check it, but I don't see FAMU relays. Like, yeah, looks like we don't have it anymore. So that used to be kind of a pretty big deal back in the day. Would be something nice to bring back. But next one's going to be in Jacksonville at UNF. So, I just you can call me a little bit of a old fogey with that. I do like the FAMU relays. Like it was a nice thing. Now we talking about the SWAC champions, and let's make sure we talk about it some more. The FAMU tennis team, SWAC champions. Like you can get mad at it, you love it or shove it, but we are again the SWAC champions. So, and it sounds weird to say, how do you get two championships in one season? And you won the regular season, and then flip that around, and then won the postseason. So in a matter of a week, 2 weeks, you went from having two SWAC championships to four. I'm just saying, like, FAMU Tennis came up quick. Like, we definitely got to talk to coach. That was on round one, and got to talk to coach and kind of, read a little bit, pick the brain, and kind of see. She was like, "We got a pretty young team. Like, a lot of these players are coming back." That's something you're seeing quite a bit. Like FAMU bowling, you're seeing the same thing. A lot of those student athletes are coming back. FAMU tennis, quite a few student athletes are coming back. You see that even with this upcoming FAMU football team, where you have a lot of returners. So it's going to be interesting to see. Give you a little tidbit. I don't know if you saw basketball team. I'll give credit to ONG Strike Zone. They posted on their Twitter page, and they showed that we had a 6'10" athlete on campus today. So some people were complaining that team could use a little bit of size. You're looking a little svelte, a little slim, and looks like coach is trying to address that, shut people like me up, and I'm cool with that. Hey, shut me up all day long because we already know what it is when it comes to FAMU basketball on both sides. It's a gotta win. It's not a maybe want to, need to. It's a if you don't win, they're gonna be looking for something new. So you know, especially when you're looking over and FAMU tennis championship, championships with an S. FAMU volleyball, 2-time SWAC champions. You got to now. You got eyes on you. FAMU track is probably going to make a little bit of noise at the SWAC tournament. Like we kind of you can laugh and joke about it, but these Florida teams will come in 2 years, and I mean pretty much anything that ain't football or basketball, we're raising Cain. The BCU got the track championship last year. FAMU's coming here and has won volleyball twice, tennis, regular season, and postseason this year. I'm just saying, add these Florida teams you want to. Hey, we play the championships around here. Like the championships are being built. Like we saw where we had the push for the last couple of days for family fans and alumni to donate funds through the Building Champions program and through the Family Day of Giving. And I hope you gave. I ain't gonna lie, I'm giving this week. I'm getting donations. You give when you get it. But that being stated, like we're starting to see FAMU athletics is coming up. It's up. Now also, man, FAMU football, if you're not excited by now, I don't know what to tell you. Like, we got another commitment though. And it was something I was telling y'all about, and I told y'all months ago about this when it comes to paying schools like Stetson and saying, hey, why is that a problem? How can that be an issue for those schools? And look, little support for the Lady Rattlers. Look, I cover everybody. And you can play Tiddly Winks and I be there. But when you're playing in a sport and you're not getting a scholarship and you're playing against schools and your opponents are getting scholarships, you start looking at that. And this is one of those schools that a lot of student athletes are getting in debt. And they're Division One athletes. And FAMU had a hole in kicker. Like if you didn't notice in the spring game, we missed some extra points. We missed some kicks before the game. He was out there kicking and Buddy was struggling a little bit. And Coach Simmons even said, "Yeah, I need a kicker." Well, ask and you shall find. Cause boy, Coach Simmons got him one today. So here we go. So Cameron Gillis as our new kicker. Big shout out, y'all can see my man Marcus Pettit. He did this one. So make sure I give credit to the artist. It really hurts me when people take my pictures and give me credit. So he does these a lot of times for university, and so you're able to see like the actual video showing that he committed. And Gillis was there during the spring game. Like he was there with the visit and everything like that, and you were able to see like it paid off. It warranted. I saw him on the sideline. I was like, yeah, okay, we're not really supposed to push the recruits. We leave him alone. And again, you get a kicker with some experience. I believe is coming in as a junior, and all of a sudden, you starting to look and you starting to see that hey, FAMU is a program. Like, it's a program, and recruiting wise, I was speaking to my dad. My dad's like, "How we got all these kids? Like, how we got these athletes to commit to FAMU?" I was like, "Oh, it's a program right now. Like, you have a person that's dedicated to recruiting, so that he can focus on that. You also have a head coach who's trying to be innovative and do different things, and you're maximizing what you have. So now you're going to be looking into next year. You have an experienced kicker to fill a void. You have two offensive linemen. Well, sorry, one offensive lineman, one defensive lineman. One is there more so for depth. The other is probably going to compete. It's something to FAMU, and they are looking to probably continue to add a few more gentlemen to the line. It's going to be an interesting thing to be able to see because, as I stated last week, it's not a one game season, but there's one game that we're all looking for. And yeah, it is to a certain degree, it's definitely the Jackson statement. To another degree, it's also the Celebration Bowl. Like you're definitely playing for that. You're trying to get that in there. Sorry, that screen was distracting. Um, but you're definitely trying to do those things, and you can even see the investment in those programs because let's just call it what it is. You only got two revenue sports on campus. Everybody else, those games are free. Basketball and football are your only revenue producing sports. Everything else is donations. And please don't put the chicken in the basket. Well, we appreciate the kind that jingles. We rather the kind that folds. I'm just saying, like, that's part of why, okay, yeah, FAMU just raised like $600,000, almost $700,000. It'd be nice if 100 sacks went to the athletics program, especially if you could maybe funnel some of that to the football and the basketball teams. Because when you go to the basketball game, let's just keep it what it is. FAMU basketball, you probably get what 10, maybe 15 home games. If you can get 5,000 a game, that's 50,000 people. Like, especially if they're paying, that's some decent revenue. It's not great, but it's something. And I think that's something that we forget and we kind of maybe don't even realize. Like FAMU baseball is free, FAMU softball free, and we're not the only ones. Like I paid for the BCU baseball game, but I was gonna go to the softball game and it was like, oh, it's free. Like okay, cool, all right. I mean, no problem with that. That hopefully gets some people to go to the games, but that also means that those sports are not generating revenue unless we donate. And we have to get to a point where one, if we want those to be championship level sports, where we do associate a cost with them, but we also put that cost into generating funds and building facilities. Because I think a lot of times with our Olympic sports, it's kind of like the building fund. Like everybody know the church building fund, but a lot of y'all have been going to the same church for 60 years and they ain't changed the doorknob yet. Like, and you're over there looking like we got this building fund, and this building ain't changed in 80 years. Like that same rickety board been rickety since I was 4 years old. I was a kid up there dancing on it, making it make funny noises, and I'm 35 years old doing the same thing. Why? Why am I still getting to this building fund? And I think that's sometimes our approach to athletics and why we don't support some athletic events. And then why we complain about being charged for some. Now, I'll contend with you if you're a FAMU and especially you're a softball fan, I want to hear it. You go out there, that field looks nice. All turf, the infield's turf, outfield's turf, beautiful facility, new scoreboard. I want to hear it. Like between Tiffany Don Sykes and Michael Smith and Courtney Gaucher, and they did good. They did right by them. Even the baseball field has a new scoreboard. Football stadium. Some of y'all was at the spring game. Hey, where the scoreboard at? There's a new one coming. Oh, we got new audio equipment coming in. Like the doorknobs are not just being changed. Look, they got new carpet, all kind of stuff. Man, it look nice. Look fancy up in FAMU. But some of the other facilities got to keep up with the football stadium because you got a darn near brand new stadium for the football team. A lot of new equipment, in and out, this, that, and the third. You got the cooling thing that we rented last season. Hopefully we get that again this season. You go down to more Kittles and it's like, all right, it's okay. It could be better though. Like, and I think that's one of the things that we as not just alumni, but as a fan base have to recognize that, okay, we may have to pay for a little something. But on the flip side, if you're going to charge me a little $5, $10, I expect to see a little improvement in some of the facilities. The edifice needs to improve. One, so we can get some consistent athletes. Like, and I'm not saying that we got bad ones. Like, look at that FAMU baseball team. We're tied for first place in the SWAC. Okay, with those facilities. I'm just saying, give them a little bump up and see what happens. Bless them a little bit and see what they do. And I just think that when it comes to this, the championships are being built now. We've heard about the Building Champions program, and FAMU's had it going on for years. But at the same point, we can't say that we've been building champions and that we haven't improved facilities. There's some facilities that need some work. Lawson needs some lights. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's a little moody in there. Like, the lights be a little low. You go in there and I know it's not because I'm old, but you sitting at the game and it's like, man, if we had a little better lighting on this half of the arena, it'd be nice. And yeah, I call it arena, not a gymnasium. That's 10,000 seats. That ain't no gym. That's an arena. Like, it's a nice facility. It looks nice on the outside. Now we just need to keep it up. And now we need to do that for some of the other venues as well. The tennis courts are pretty decent. Like, all right. But now let's continue to build better. Because let's all be honest. Everybody wants to be with a winner. You don't want no loser boyfriend. Just like I don't support no losing teams. And my hockey team lost last night and today. I'm still riding with them. That's my team. Why? They made the playoffs. Told y'all, I'm a Tampa Bay Rays baseball fan. That's my squad. Rays up. Decent team. Always competitive. Like, I'm not going to stick with no sorry team for too long. Just like you ain't going to stick with no sorry person for so long. You be like, nah, you a buster. I can do better than this. And that's how our approach to athletics has to be. Like, nah, man. Lead them zeros and come mess with a hero. That orange and green, we'll get you right. We'll be there. We stay with you every night. Like, come on. You want somebody loyal? Get you a Rattler. Just saying, especially once we finish college now. When we're on the hill. Hey, what happens on the 7 hills stays on the 7 hills. We don't snitch on ourselves. But after that, man, look, FAMU, we loyal. And that's one of the things that we have to be as a fan base. Like, we have to continue to make sure that we're letting those in power know what we want. Like, I want to see more at the football stadium. And then all of a sudden, we complained for years and years. The scoreboard was too tiny. Looked like I was watching the TV at home. What's that, 27 inches? Yeah, we got all them jokes. But now, you on your, third scoreboard? And this one's going to be a nice improvement. Looks like, I don't know if y'all noticed, but that green ribbon is not around Bragg Stadium. Looks like they're about to install the ribbon boards. Like the fans have stated that they want improvements, and the fans have invested in the program. And now you're seeing the fruits of those labors. And so we just have to continue to have a championship building mindset as a fan base, because I got to give our coaches credit. They're good stewards. Like if you give them something, they try to give you something. I mean, say what you want to about Coach Simmons. I tell you that. But when you give Coach Simmons a little something, he do something with it. You give our basketball coach a little something, granted, I'm with you. They try to do something with it. We didn't do a lot of winning with it, but they'll do something with what you give them. Look at the baseball program. Look, you act him like, man, look, Jamie Shute might be Jeezy. Call him a little miss. What? Call him, make a little something out of nothing. That was him. That program was nowhere near what it is now. Now you got like batting cages. You got a little changing area. Like that thing was nothing but a baseball field when he got there. The softball facility, it was all right, but it's nowhere near what it was when I was in college. Like I remember we had like batting cages, and it was nice to call them batting cages. It was like a netted area, and that was about it. Now you look at now. Was that left field? Like all of a sudden, we've seen improvements to the FAMU program and the FAMU product, and you're seeing that the student athletes notice because they're committing. They're coming to FAMU, and part of it is COVID. Part of it is the fact that, all right, some of those athletes that would normally go to the FCS level fall to the FBS level because of a reduction in scholarship space. But at the same point, some of the student athletes over there looking at FAMU like, yo, I kind of want to come here, and they want to stay. Like you're seeing what's happening in Jackson. You're seeing the defection where, excuse me, the student athlete, one just said, I can't play for Prime. And Buddy was straight up, transferred to Ole Miss. You can't get mad at him for that. But you're seeing where these guys that come to FAMU stay at FAMU. They enjoy it. It's different. We brag different on the Hill. We tell you that. But it's also because we just built a little different up there. And man, ain't nothing like a FAMU woman. Woof, them Hills do something to them. So I'm just telling y'all, man, we have to continue to do our best to support our program, because the student athletes are noticing and it's resonating with the public. I mean, again, I said about FAMU baseball. FAMU baseball might be the only baseball team in Tallahassee makes a tournament. Florida State ain't it this year. Them boys is trash. Like I can't even watch it. Like whereas FAMU, it's like, all right, I'll watch it. I hope we don't go to Gainesville if we go to the tournament. Like send them somewhere different. But you're able to see like we're making gains. Like look at the football schedule. When's the last time we had 3-4 losses? I'll wait. It's been a little minute. Like I mean, I got look, I don't know how to act. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I got a little bit of new computer. So, I'll pull it up. What, 21? We didn't play that year. Oh, 9-3. Okay. What, 22? Let's go back. Let's look. We're gonna have a little fun with this. 9-2. Okay. 2020, I was the COVID year. We didn't play at all. All right, 19. 9-2 again. Okay. Let's go 18. Okay, I'll go down to 18. 5-5. So you have to go all the way to 2018 for the last time FAMU just had a season in football where you were like, what is going on? I'm just saying, like, you can see where all that investing in the program has paid off. So I think the championships are being built, and I think we're getting a little return on our investment, because I can count 4 SWAC championships. Oh man, that sounds sweet. All right, so but appreciate y'all today, man. Look, brother was stuff was going on before the show, and I had to get it straight. But I appreciate y'all. As always, big shout out to HBCU Digital Network, is home, Herb Stewart, and the Black Techies. Feel free to check them out, man. But to give y'all a quick recap, man, talked about FAMU baseball. We swept Mississippi Valley State. Valley's last. Okay, take that with a grain of salt if you want to. But every win of a baseball or softball series, especially, is beneficial. And we won the season series. FAMU, we lost the series against Bethune-Cookman this weekend, and we lost the season series to the Wildcats. Man, I'm looking for better next year. I'm going to leave it at that. FAMU track, it kind of showed out a little bit, especially that 4x1 team. Go check them out, man. They did a little something. They're going to be in Jacksonville this weekend. And the tennis team are the SWAC champions. Y'all know how I get about that. When it comes to that, I'm going to make sure I let you know. I say with my chest. Like, I try not to poke it out too bad, but the SWAC champions. There we go. I had to poke my chest out a little bit. Let y'all know. So we did win the SWAC championship today. Defeated Jackson State. So for all those FAMU fans that are trying to get upset at Jackson State and, get tired of talking trash, hey, we won the SWAC championship against them. So you can talk a little noise in the morning if that makes you feel better. Also, we had the football team. We got a commitment from a kicker, Cameron Gillis. He's from Stetson. And if you're keeping track, in about 2 weeks, FAMU's gotten 3 commitments: a D lineman, an O lineman, and a kicker. D lineman from Tarleton State, O lineman from LSU, and a kicker from Stetson. Stetson is in D-Land, Florida. Not really far from Daytona. Like, I'm just gonna say, I'm looking for in the future, if Cookman can get their stuff together, that may be a place in the era of the transfer portal where you make some things happen, especially even at FAMU. Don't be surprised if we go to schools like Stetson and start, rating their best players. Because if you can go to FAMU and you can get a scholarship, especially, a melanated person, just saying, money talks and all other things walk. And if you're going to pay for me to go to school compared to me paying to go to school, I'm going to take that. Just being honest with you. So, but that being stated, man, y'all already know I'm getting excited for next week. And hopefully we'll see about this recruiting thing, man. I'm wanting to see what kind of happens here. I, shared some news from the ONG Strike Zone. They shared that we had a big man on campus from the basketball team, a 6'10" center/forward on campus. If he comes to FAMU, he's a center. Just gonna say it like that. But it would be nice to us maybe get like 1-2 of them, because we had some guys this year that were explosive, and we have some voids to fill, especially in the way of scoring. We lost about 2/3 of our scoring players. It's like really a quarter, but it's almost 2/3 of your per game points. You need to replace that quick, fast, in a hurry. We also had some other guys on campus as well. So, I'm looking next about week or two, FAMU basketball, to give us a little bit of news, because the ladies were killing it. Now, men, I'm looking at you. We got to replace some guys, and we got to get some guys that can score. That's a must. It's just like anything else. If you ain't scoring, you ain't winning. And good defense is only going to carry you so far if you can't score. So that being stated, though, again, big shout out to HBCU Digital Network. And as always, this is home. Yes, got you. And as always, it's going to be Fangs Up.
Yeah, baby, you know what time it is. Now let's get it started.
Are you kidding me? Unreal!
While our HBCUs are mostly known for academic rigor, community, they also know how to turn up.